Chasing the best natural body possible, this is our goal. Surpassing the natural limits, because in my opinions, there's nothing called peak natty. We can always progress as naturals. There's no limits. Yes, it's slow. It's not as fast as someone on PEDs, but it doesn't mean you will not progress. As naturals, you can keep progressing. There's nothing called peak natty. I see people that have been training for 2 months, a year, and they'll tell me, well, I've reached my natural limits. It's time for me to jump on PEDs. That's complete BS. Don't use that excuse to jump on PEDs. You're not progressing because either you're not pushing yourself at the gym, or you're not eating well, or you're not recovering well. One of those three, all right? It's not a rocket science. I'll tell you guys in this video how I can keep progressing after 13 years of natural bodybuilding. Lifetime natural. All I take is protein, creatine, of course, food, and pre-workout, all right? So nothing else, and I keep progressing, and I'll tell you a few of my pillars that help me keep progressing that way, just with supplements, food, and proper recovery, proper training. We'll talk about this in this video, all right? First thing first, genetics are important. So you gotta understand that. I think that each person can keep progressing themselves, but don't compare yourself to, I don't know, let's say Arnold if he was natural, because maybe you might not have the same insertions and this and that. But it doesn't mean that you, with different genetics, you can't keep progressing. You gotta understand that. Don't blame everything on genetics. People that would blame stuff on their genetics are not working hard enough, and they can't see their genetics. All right, so let's jump straight into it. Pillar number one. Volume. I like volume, and I train 7 days a week. Those are the things that work for me. I've been doing it for over a decade, and I'm still progressing. Why? I train 7 days a week. Now, don't tell me, well, this guy is telling us to overtrain and skip that video. I'll tell you exactly why. So, first thing first, the intensity is important, but then once you do it for years and years and years, at a certain point, you gotta start increasing the volume, not the volume. Yes, the volume first, but then the frequency. You gotta add that frequency. Doing it 3 times a week is just not enough. Mike Manzer training plan, I don't believe in that. I believe it's good enough to maintain, but if you want to progress, especially as naturals, it's hard to force our body to put on muscles. We gotta really force our body and convince our body to kind of put on muscles and do it like really force our body to put on muscles, because your body doesn't want to add more muscles. More muscles need, your body needs more more food to nourish, more calories, more oxygen. It's just not a good thing for survival. So we gotta force our body, and at a certain point, yes, you increase the volume, you increase the intensity, but then you'll reach a plateau if you don't add the frequency. All right, frequency, it is important. I do 7 days a week. Now hear me out. I don't do every single day PRs. The important thing is not to overstress your nervous system. Don't go for PRs for 1 rep maxes every day, for 1 rep deadlift, 1 rep squats, because then you'll be overtraining and you will overstress your nervous system. You'll burn out. So what I do is I split my workouts. 1 day more of a pump style workout, 1 day more heavy and intense. All right. I have a 4-day split. My split is chest and triceps. Day 2 back and biceps. Day 3 shoulders and a little bit of arms, and then day 4 is all the legs, quads, hamstring, calves. All right, and I'll do some abs with my legs. So that's my split, and I keep repeating it. So it's a 4-day split, but I train 7 days a week, and I'll alternate. So let's say last chest day was more of a pump style. Tomorrow I'll go more heavier weight. All right, and in this way I make sure that I don't overstress my nervous system. Now, with that being said, also training 7 days a week and doing pump style workouts will bring more blood in the area. More blood in the area, more food, more oxygen. It helps your body take away also the lactic acid, the waste, and then your muscles will recover faster. All right. Do you think that back in the days, people were like, oh, I just trained 3 times. I can't go hunt anymore because then I'll be overtraining and I'll be losing muscles. No, guys, don't fall into that trap of overtraining and the fear of pushing yourself. Push yourself. You gotta do it smartly. Like I said, you don't want to overstress your nervous system every day, and make sure you're optimizing your recovery and sleep and food. Very important. That was the first thing. All right, very important. Volume. I'm not saying 7 days. Can start with 5, 6, ideally 7. All right, ideally 7. The goal is going to the gym, recovering, eating, feeding your body, and do it again and do it again. Now you gotta leave at least 72 hours between each muscle, so you don't want to hit chest every single day. That's an obvious one. All right, but you can still make it to the gym daily. So that was my first pillar that works for me. Training every single day. Number 2, optimizing compound lifts. All right, so bench press, overhead press, pull-ups, squats, deadlifts, bench, dips, lunges, you name it. The compound lifts, the free weight exercises for naturals are super important. They work to stabilize those muscles. They also help you engage a lot more muscles as you're doing an exercise. So let's say you have a barbell back squat as opposed to a leg press. Well, you're engaging your core, your glutes, your lower back, your adductors. You're engaging a lot more muscles. Your nervous system is all mobilized for that exercise. And what this will do is that it will impact your hormones a lot better than just doing a leg press. All right, so it will impact your testosterone level, your growth hormone. You'll be training your nervous system in a good way, and that's what will give you a lot more results. All right, it's not just about going to failure. You tell me, well, I go to failure on my leg press and I feel it a lot more. Sometimes it's not just about feel, especially as naturals. We can't just rely on the pump and the feel and the squeeze and the stretch, but rather on those compound lifts, because those are the ones that will give us the most bang for our buck. So don't neglect them. What I do is I prioritize each single workout. I have at least 2 of those compound lifts. So on my chest, I'll do maybe a bench press and an incline dumbbell press. On my legs today, I did squats and I did stiff leg deadlift. All right. On back, I'll do a lot of rows, a lot of pull-ups. All right, barbell rows, dumbbell rows. Trust me. Yes, you might feel your back better. We're doing seated machines and cables and the stretch and the squeeze. But you want to grow a big back, you gotta do your compound stuff, your free weight stuff. Because then all the little muscles are working and your muscle just has a lot more stimulation, stress, even if you're not feeling the mind muscle connection as well. I love mind muscle connection training, but that's not where we're gonna put all of our focus as naturals. All right, we see people that are enhanced that can get away with it. I know a guy that was enhanced. I used to watch his videos. I don't know him personally. His leg workouts is mostly leg extension, leg press, seated curls, and his legs are just enormous. He doesn't do squats, all right? But for us, we cannot get away with that. Trust me. I've tried it. I've tried it both ways. Now, moving on. The diet. The diet has to be on point as a natural. You can't get away with eating 1 cookie a day or 1 tablespoon of mayonnaise with your chicken, or a little bit more barbecue sauce, or going for a cheat meal once every 2 days, or having a little bit more sweet sugars in your coffee, or having... You got the deal. You can't have a cake every single night, all right? Trust me, it's just the reality of things. I want to tell you, you know what? Eat whatever you want and you'll be in your best shape, but you can't, all right? You can't. As a natural, you got to make sure your diet is optimized. I'm very disciplined on my diet. I'll have 1 cheat meal a week, and it's a refeed meal where it has a purpose, filling up my muscle glycogen. But as naturals, you'll see it. The more you advance, the more you get leaner also. There's going to be this kind of duality between, do I get leaner and get a bit more flat, or do I get bigger but gain some fat? There's always this kind of balance that you're trying to find, and you just can't get away with adding mayonnaise on each single meal, because that's extra calories that will put you in a surplus. And as naturals, we gotta optimize every single thing. Someone enhanced can, you can't. I know a guy enhanced used to train with me at the YMCA. He used to leave the gym, go to McDonald's every single day, and he was like, well, that's my protein. 6 packs, shredded, cuts, veins coming out of everywhere, because he was enhanced. Me doing that, I would have been overweight. All right, so as naturals, optimize your diet. You can't mess it up. You gotta make sure everything makes sense. I eat carbs just before and after training, and then the rest of the day I just eat protein, veggies, and fruits, my Greek yogurt snacks, but no more carbs. That's what works for me. I found that kind of perfect diet where I can still have energy. My muscle glycogen are full, but I'm not getting fat. My performance are good. I'm pushing heavy enough, but it's not to a point where I'm in a big surplus. All right, I'm kind of gaining lean. As soon as I start seeing some love handles, I'm like, nah, gotta get back on that diet. All right, so that's tip number 3. Tip number 4, you can't neglect your cardio. For me, cardio is walking. I walk every single day, 12,000 steps minimum. I walk a lot. But if you don't walk, you're in your cars and you drive a lot. People living in Los Angeles, Dubai, all those countries where you don't walk much, well, you gotta do your cardio. You gotta make sure you're walking. You gotta stay active, especially after your meals. When you're walking, it helps the blood bring nutrition partitioning. So basically, the food that you just ate will just be sent to your muscles, and then your body will absorb it better. It helps your digestion. I'm a big fan of walking, and cardio is important. And don't worry, doing cardio won't make you lose muscles, all right? So keep doing your cardio, stay active. As naturals, we gotta stay active. We can't just rely on our training to burn calories, but we gotta make sure that we're moving, we're walking, and so on and so forth. If you want to stay lean and stay in shape. Moving on. Sleep and recovery. I don't want to overstress that because we all know the importance of it. Sleep. They made a study, two twins. One of them slept 5 hours, the other one slept 8 hours. After 1 week, the guy that slept 5 hours had 30% less testosterone levels. So Google it, all right? I don't know the exact numbers, but I know that it was a drastic impact on his testosterone levels. And you know the testosterone, your main hormone to help you build muscles, feel good, burn body fat. All right, so if sleep will help you that much, don't neglect it. Start sleeping better. Make sure that you sleep early. Make sure that you're not on your phone all the time before bed. It will impact your sleep. Make sure that you don't have a lot of lights coming in. I'm saying that, but I have a lot of lights coming in every night. But hey, I'm not perfect, so make sure you optimize your sleep. Make sure that you're not neglecting your recovery and your stress. Let's talk about stress. When you're overly stressed, you have a job you don't like, you have a lifestyle that is super stressed, you're always in this fight or flight mode, your cortisol level will always be super high, and frequently it's not ideal because then there's a dog next door. So ideally this is not good for you because then when you're chronically overstressed, you go in this fight or flight mode, and building muscles, losing body fat is just not important anymore for your body. It takes a backseat, all right? So make sure that you're optimizing, you're not overstressed, all right? And cut out all the unnecessary stress. There's a book called Stress for Success. So stress is not a bad thing, but you make sure to find the right stress. All right, stress at work that will help you improve your career. All right, stress at training. Training is a stress that we put on our body, but we don't want to overstress ourselves by doing 50 sets of squats to failure. All right, so use stress wisely. Don't run away from stress. Don't become weak because running away from stress and challenges makes you weak. Enjoy it. Make sure to understand why you're going through that stress. All right, once you know the purpose of it, it makes it fun, and you're a warrior. So keep going. Moving on. Supplements, all right? I think supplements have their place when you're trying to chase that best natural physique. I believe creatine is a must. I'm a big fan of creatine, all right? I'm a big fan of protein powder just to get enough protein. I do take pre-workout just to wake me up and get to the gym. I do take omega-3 sometimes when I'm not getting my salmon. What else do I take? That's pretty much it. All right, electrolytes when I'm training and I sweat a lot. Now I don't have any more, but that's pretty much it. Make sure you're optimizing your supplements intake because they are important. All right, some people are like, well, I'm all natural, I don't take creatine, nothing. Well, you're missing out because I believe creatine is pretty important. All right, moving on. What am I gonna talk about? You know, I make those videos, I just turn on the camera and I speak, especially now. I had a bad day. I ordered something from Amazon, it didn't arrive, and I was full of frustration. I turned my phone on. I'm like, let me put that frustration, channel it in some good stuff. All right. I want to talk about a subject. What was it? What was that subject? Yeah, meal timing. Very important, meal timing. I don't believe that you can train fasted and still see the best results if you're in my position and you still want to build muscles. Training fasted is not ideal. I had a client, I was talking with him yesterday, and he trains fasted. I'm like, stop it, because then 20 minutes in the workout, you're dizzy, you can't lift anymore, and it's affecting your performance. You don't have a lot of fat. If that's your case, well, your body's going to start burning out some muscles, breaking them down into glucose so it gives you energy. So don't train fasted. Make sure to have a good protein shake, a banana, a source of fast digesting carbs so you can hit the gym and give it your all. Also, I'm a big fan of post-workout meals. As soon as I finish my workout, I have my post-workout meal. If you train hard enough, your body needs those foods after. Don't tell me, well, science said it doesn't matter as long as you're getting this or that. If you train hard enough, you're hungry after your workout, replenish those muscle glycogen, give your body those protein, that creatine, and studies have shown that you will replenish better your muscle glycogen after your training if you consume carbs right away after. All right, moving on, let's talk about it. Your nutrition choices. Red meat, very important. I'm a big fan of red meat, and I believe red meat is so much powerful than chicken. All the vitamins and minerals in it, the iron, the zinc, the what is it called? Iron, zinc. Anyways, I know them in French, but it's super nutritious for you. The B12, all right? So don't miss out on the red meat, the benefits of red meat. A lot of people eat a lot of chicken and they're neglecting red meat, thinking, well, it's too high in fat. Just get extra lean ground beef or lean steaks. Red meat's very powerful. That's what I eat every single day, and I see the difference, all right? I feel a lot stronger, all right? It could be beef, lamb, whatever red meat you want. Salmon at least once a week to get your omega-3 intake. Greek yogurt, I'm a big fan of Greek yogurt. It gives me the probiotics, high in protein, but also the calcium. And eggs every single day. I have at least 4 to 5 whole eggs. All right, whole eggs. Yes, in the whole eggs, in the yolk, you have all your vitamins and minerals, cholesterols that will help you build testosterone. Don't fear cholesterol. It will help you build testosterone, especially as a natural. We know how important that is. All right, you have your choline, your vitamin K, vitamin D, and also lastly, I don't do drugs. I don't smoke weed. I don't do alcohol. I don't do any of those stuff, because they do affect my recovery, they affect my performance in the gym. As simple as that. All right, you tell me, well, you don't have a fun life. Well, I'd rather have a protein shake, or go for a walk, or go hiking, or go work out, or go tan somewhere, or I don't know, go eat sushi, rather than drink and just drink alcohol and shots and smoking weed and vapes and all those stuff. I've never been into it. I mean, maybe when I was younger, but guys, if you want to optimize your performance, you wanna get that optimal physique, all right, your dream body, you want to chase that natural limit, well, you got to do sacrifices, and going out partying every single Saturday and then munching and then smoking and this and that will impact your recovery, your gains, and the results that you see. So that's for that. Lastly, no fap. I'm a big fan of the no fap kind of idea. No fap, so no fapping, no watching pornography, because all of this will poison your mind, and fapping will lower your testosterone levels, and it will just get you used to chasing those fast sorts of pleasure, chasing the easy stuff, the easy pleasure, and then it will make you lazy on the long term. That's it for this video. I've been talking for a little while. If you've watched till the end, thank you for watching. Leave a comment. You know what, if you watch till the end, write down no natural limits. All right, I want to see who watched till the end. Thank you all for watching. See you soon.